This is for family and friends, I suppose. And part of the reason why I wanted to put this out there is I don't know how long I'm going to be on this earth, and I feel like, I'm not expecting anything to happen, but I feel like I've been misunderstood, like all of my life, by my family, because I left the religious realm back in 1988, shortly 2 years after I graduated high school, going to school to be a preacher. Started learning about the canon, how they put the canon, how they chose the books, and you start thinking to yourself, and you start wondering about the Bible, where the Bible came from. Y'all, look into how the Bible was made. Just look into it in every aspect. You got to be open-minded. Don't just follow Christian scholars, because there are real historians out there. And I'm not saying the Christian ones aren't historians too. I'm just saying, if you want the truth, just like anything you're looking for, look at all the angles, man. Look at all the angles if you want to know the truth. If you really believe that you're God, I'm sorry, if God is the truth, then you shouldn't be afraid of the truth. Don't be afraid of the truth. If you're afraid of the truth, then you don't believe. You really don't believe. If you're afraid to look into things because you're going to find something that disagrees with the Bible, and it just doesn't, and it's really far, I don't know, it makes it harder to stretch the two together, then if you're avoiding things because it makes you doubt God, come on, then you don't believe. I'm sorry. Well, what do I know about? What do I know? To me, the godliest thing you could do is find the truth, because God is truth. And if God to me is anything, God is truth. I do believe God is something more than that too. But I don't believe that anyone on this earth, no human being, has figured it out. I know I haven't. But it's okay. I think we're on, I don't know what happens. I don't. But oh my gosh, I have been learning so much since I just quit trying to fit everything into the God box, trying to explain anything through the Bible lens. Once you get rid of that, you can just really enjoy this earth and the people around without having that. Make your own purpose in life. I can't tell you not to be afraid of death. I can't. But the truth is, you're going to die. And the truth is, nobody knows what's going to happen, okay? And if you're looking for purpose, you got to find your own purpose. Don't be living in someone else's muscle memory or something. Don't be living by somebody else's ideals. Now, you have to live in society, yes. You have, and here's the thing. Morality did not come from the Bible, okay? There were civilizations around. There has been a civilization in China since long before the Bible, okay? Since long before Abraham and all that stuff. And they didn't kill each other off. Well, of course they did, but they didn't do any more than anywhere else. Ethics, it could be a sense of rationality. A lot of people think it is genetics because the ones who have an empathetic view end up actually propagating more, because they survive, because they're not killing other people, because when you kill other people kill you. And that kind of stifles your family line. So genetics, the people who are more empathetic end up being, for the most part, we end up being nice people. Employ that. Let's take that further. Who cares what people are doing in the privacy of their own home, in the privacy of their own mind, as long as they don't step on your whatever. But your belief is your belief. My belief is my belief. I believe in God. I don't believe in any of the imaginations of any of these created ones on this earth. I believe that the universe basically is God, because that's the furthest thing I can think of. I mean, if the sun was as far as I knew that existed out there, then I would probably, and I don't worship the universe as any more than I worship the sun or the earth. I worship love, life, the chance, to be here. I'm going to make the best of it. And I just don't understand how you could believe in a loving God that is all-powerful, that created this system of suffering. He's either not all-loving or he's not all-powerful. One of those two is the case. If he's not all-loving, I really don't want to have anything to do with him anyway. I mean, I personally could not imagine sentencing anybody to an eternity of pain. I mean, forever. Nobody. No one. Because eternity, I mean, okay, the time that the earth is going to be in existence in all of eternity is just like that. So anything that you could do in this amount of time, as far as the time within all of time, is just a blip, and you screwed up royally, does that constitute an eternity of hell? Now, I'm not saying Hitler ought to get away scot-free or whoever. Maybe they're just going to be isolated in some little part of the universe where nobody gets to talk. No one's allowed to talk to them, and they just have to be in the corner. I don't know. But this guy that created Adam and Eve and let them do their thing until he said, well, I don't like these people. I think I'm going to send down a flood. Wipe away everybody. And you know, the guy and his family that he chose, they didn't seem too smart. I mean, all the decisions they made, give me a break. Noah and his crew. And God gives us a rainbow. Why do you even care about that rainbow, man? It's a symbol that he just wiped all you guys out. I won't do it again, I promise. Not with water. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, you can look at this video and say, I'm completely sacrilegious, but I just don't get it. This is not a kind God. I believe I live on earth. The earth is trying its best to do its thing. And it's living off the sun. The sun is trying its best to do what it does. And the sun is living off the Milky Way galaxy, and it's just trying to do its thing too. Somewhere in me, there is a red blood cell just doing its thing, not even knowing about all the crap I'm thinking about right now. But it's just doing its thing. There's levels to this stuff. And it's all connected, whether you understand it or not. It's just layers and layers and layers. And this is just the stuff that we can observe. Who knows what's out there? Who knows what's all around us right now? We just can't perceive it. I don't know. I don't know. But all these mythical stories, why are we believing this stuff? Come on. And when you see how the Bible was put together, it's just I mean, for 70 years, it was just something people told each other until someone decided to write it down. Well, Paul came along earlier than that, but he doesn't even quote Jesus in his letters. He doesn't even quote him, I don't think. I don't know. It doesn't matter, because Jesus was built on the whole Abrahamic story, which is complete. I mean, okay, there's historical figures in that after some point. Obviously, I think King David, of course, lived in Solomon. It's debatable whether there are no records in Egypt about these I don't know how many Hebrew slaves they had, the sudden exodus. There's not even a little bit of a mention about that. Meanwhile, they mentioned the sea people attacking Egypt at some point. That's written all over everything, but they don't mention all these people just suddenly gaining their freedom. And the Pharaoh was supposed to have gotten killed during that, or his children. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all just a bunch of stories, man. Some of it's based on truth. Basically, what the Bible, the early Bible, the Hebrew Bible is, it's a book of nationalism. It's a book of, the Hebrew people have either been slaves or they've been conquered by people left and right all the time, because that's what the Middle East does. They create a God that's bigger than your God. They have battles that their God that our God, helps them with. They create a legend because they have hardly anything else to hold on to. They never maintain any kind of nation for any real amount of time. So they got to keep these stories and they got to keep these beliefs, because that's the only thing they've got. I'm just saying it's a survival tool. We've outgrown it, and it really doesn't even apply to us anymore. Because why would I be holding on to Babylonian scripture to run my life? In fact, it's very similar to the Hebrew Bible, a lot of the stuff is. I'm not kidding. Gilgamesh is basically Noah. That's just one of the stories. Gilgamesh had all these things that happened to him. He was just amazing, I suppose. But, one of them was avoiding the flood. It's ridiculous, man. It's just stories. What to do with your life after that, man, it's up to you. You got this life, though, man. You got this now. I'm saying this because I wish someone had told me this a long time ago. I wish somebody had brought this perspective to me. It's okay. You're not gonna suddenly become immoral. In fact, to tell you the truth, I enjoy learning things now. I enjoy seeing things for what they are. I enjoy, because as long as you keep saying God made it like that, then there is no reason to explore why things happen. Oh, God just made him that way. No. How about we use a little psychology? No, God just made him that way. How about we employ a little empathy? No, God just made him that way. See, it's so easy to just pass stuff off on God. It's so easy just to let God either take the blame or push it forward, or just be the excuse, the crutch, or whatever, for whatever. You can put together any agenda by using your Bible. You could just patch them all together. Nobody reads the Bible from front to back anymore. No one reads all the bad parts where God kills and just slaughters. God himself does for innocent people, because he likes these guys. It's a book of nationalism. It's a love story between a God and a group of people. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you understand that that's what it is. But it's not something to live by any more than, I don't know. I honestly, I think that, there are movies that are more applicable than the Bible. I mean, you're going to find quotes in there. You're going to find, obviously, because anytime you're writing about life, there's going to be good stuff. I'm saying this because it mattered to me. I'm saying this because I just didn't, not believing in God it wasn't something that just came lightly to me, and it wasn't in spite or out of spite. It's just a conclusion that is just unavoidable. Because if you're looking for the truth, that's what you're going to find, man. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't something out there. But a creator that put this little plan into motion, making us wonder about what the hell he's talking about in these writings. I mean, just poring over this stuff all the time, just really trying to figure out what God is trying to say. Dude, you could do the same in Shakespeare. You really could, and come and find the same truths. I mean, if you worked hard enough, you could just patch stuff together just like they do. I mean, in one verse, we're talking about how God loves his people. I mean, the next one, he just turns around and just wipes out all these people because someone messed up. Because someone messed up. I mean, I know that people in history do that, but hey, it doesn't prove the existence of an all-loving being, man. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. That doesn't mean there's not love, and it doesn't mean there's not purpose. You decide what that is. And you're not letting anybody down. I felt like I wasn't living up to God's potential for a long time. And I was trying. Because I believe that God handed me a talent. I'm a musician. And I just kept going and going and going because I discovered music late in my life, and it came to me quick. I mean, it just felt like it was being handed to me. And really, I mean, I was writing songs from the day I picked up this guitar. I would have a song a day, which is more than a lot of guitarists can say after they've been in the biz. I mean, I was moving through it. I was just doing bar chord songs, but they were completed songs that had, I mean, they were, they needed to be redone by a band. And that's where I went from then. Boom. I just thought that that's what God wanted me to do. I mean, it just came so quickly to me. I believed it because I believed that someone else was determining my purpose. There's another thing in the universe called chaos, and unfortunately, it exists. Some people call it the devil, but honestly, chaos is the reason why we evolved to what we are. It moves things, it changes things, and sometimes you misinterpret things. I'm not saying I might be a musician. I might be a big musician someday, which I seriously doubt. It's kind of late in my life for that to happen. I still play music. I still record it. I still have fun with it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I finally came to the peace part of that, where I don't have to feel like I am trying to live up to what God gave me. God gave me music. God gave everybody music. Make your own purpose, man. I'm still looking. I'm still trying. I do know that being a better person inside, looking for the truth, no matter how hard it hurts, no matter how hard it sucks, because truth is just the truth. It doesn't care. It doesn't care how you feel about it. It's up to you. It's up to you to evaluate it, analyze it, figure out how you're going to deal with it. But you can also manipulate it. Be free. I love you, whoever you are. Over and out.